And hear me right now? Was I doing all that talking? You guys couldn't even hear me? That's ridiculous. I said so many great things with my mic off just now. It was the most amazing things I've ever said in my life, actually. I've never said things quite as profound as I was just saying just now while the microphone was off. I'm really sorry. I don't think any of these... Oh, you know what? I've got security cameras in here recording it. We'll play it back later. All I was really saying was thank you for being here instead of being there checking the vote every second, because it's not going to matter, because I voted and so did everybody else in my town and everywhere else I know. Everybody voted for Kanye. So Kanye is going to be president and we're going to make America rap again. That's in a nutshell what you missed, but it's okay. We're done. Thank you for joining. We're gonna start the show. We've already been waiting long enough while Brian was back here trying to figure out what was really happening. You watching Triple B TV. And without any further ado, let me bring our guests in. This is the Unbelievaballs family. What's up, guys? Sorry, it only says Todd and Hannah at the bottom because I thought that it was only going to be Todd and Hannah. You told me you weren't coming on. You remember that?
I got swindled into it.
Well, why don't you guys introduce yourselves just so everybody knows who you are?
Okay, well, I guess I'll go first. I'm Hannah Joel. I'm 16 years old, and I am the youngest part of the Unbelievaballs family, obviously. I'm Jody Joel. I'm the mother of the family, and I'm not telling you how old I am.
She's also 100% het for asshole, as well as I am, and you can see our visual product right there.
I was wondering if he was going to pop in or not. I was like, maybe he's waiting. Maybe he's going to be fashionably late just like I was and come in a little later. Yeah. Dude, thank you guys.
It's ladies first, man. Ladies first, always.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for putting up with me and getting my stuff together. I swear this time I was like, I'm going to have it, like I was saying, I was going to have everything ready to go, and it was, and then all of a sudden nothing was working, like nothing at all, nothing. But of course, Todd, you've been on before, and we talked about having, actually I think right after you were done, you're like, it'd be really cool to get Hanna on here, and then it just happened kind of naturally. Wow, really? Are we back? Now that I just look like I'm staring at the computer. But is it... Are we're really back? Wow. Well, that's great. Now let's see if I can get these guys back on, because the Zoom call died and signed me off of Zoom. Yeah, I'm back, I guess. Well, I'm trying to get this figured out, guys. For whatever reason, even though this is back, I'm not on Zoom. Zoom won't let me back on for some reason to get back on with them. But I'm working on it right now. I'm going to do this, paste that, join with this. Oh, why do I need to know my own meeting passcode? Any of you folks in the Patreon right now want to text me the passcode to my own meeting? Because that would help. Unless I can find it right here. Let me know. Wait. No, I think I got it. It's because I said Kanye, and you know what? It's because I mentioned that Kanye was going to be president. They're like, no, I don't think so, buddy. Not happening. I'm going to get this thing back on and happening. Join with video. Damn it. Please wait. The meeting host will let me in soon. I am the meeting host. For the love of God. I think we're making it happen, though. Wow. We didn't give up. Even though I really feel like I want to right now, we didn't give up, and we're still here. You guys are looking a little ways, but I bet I could fix that real fast. But not sideways, but just out of frame. Now you're back. Now you're back in frame. Boom! It's not over. We're not done.
Yay!
Yay! Good. I was like, wait a minute, where are we? Okay. As I was saying, to the people that guessed correctly, last time when I rapped, not last time, last couple times, so I forgot to say this a couple times. Felton Lee Cameron guessed Chris Eaton from Snakes and the Fat Man, who is in the chat right now, Mr. Fat Man. Thank you, Chris, for being here. And then John Feely guessed Riley correctly as the guest. Nobody guessed you guys correctly. I don't know why. Maybe my clues were a little bit too... I literally said they've got balls that you just won't believe. Like I said that. I said it. But then a lot of people like got turned, like at the beginning I said something about family. And a lot of people guessed Scales family, maybe because I threw family first in the guess. Well, I just saw them on Billy's podcast last night, which was cool. But anyway, I'm so glad that this is working because I was going to be really pissed at the election if A, Kanye didn't get in, and B, it caused this to go to crap. So let's let you guys talk before we get ruined here. Sorry, I say let's let you guys talk. I want to bring up a picture first. There's some pictures of Hannah because Hanna was supposed to be like Hanna was the original guest, and I was like, well, let's bring in the whole family in, and Hannah's like, why? But this is I want to tell you, Todd. I want to tell you this, okay? She said this when you walked away when we were trying to do a little test call yesterday on Zoom meeting. She said, yeah, my dad probably just doesn't want me to see anything that I shouldn't say. But I know what I'm not supposed to say to her. She told me this. I didn't tell her anything, okay? She said that to me. I'm just saying.
See, that's training right there.
So there's some pictures. We got some pictures of little Hanna going up on the screen right now. And
I'm afraid.
There she is. There she goes. But what I wanted to bring up was this picture, right? This is you holding the USARK sign, and the reason I wanted to show this picture, there's little Hanna, big USARK, because the first reptile show I ever went to, which was one of the Pomona shows, and we were doing the the USARK auction. I didn't know what was happening. I was just like, this is a big. Everything is crazy. But while we're down there in the USARK auction, I kept hearing Phil Goss, so I didn't know his name was Phil Goss at the time. I kept every 3 bids, Unbelievaballs! Winner goes to Unbelievaballs! I was like, damn, that's a pretty clever name. Unbelievaballs is really tearing up the USARK auction right now because I hear isn't that accurate? I mean, am I making that up?
No, that's pretty accurate. We try and do our part. We try and support, and that's one way that we do it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, anybody that is not is keeping reptiles, breeding reptiles, especially if you're breeding reptiles, but if you're just keeping reptiles and you don't somehow have $1 of your food bill a month to go to USARK, man, then you're fired. You're fired.
Make sure to keep that box checked on the ship your reptiles. Every dollar counts.
That's true. It's very true. I think anybody that knows, but if you don't know, now you do.
Now you do.
So you guys are awesome, and that's why I wanted to have you on.
Thanks, brother.
Oh, well, we love you too.
Yeah, every time I see you guys at the show, it's just like always good times. And I think I remember the first time I met you, Todd, was at the bar at the lounge there in Pomona. And we were saying, well, that's where you meet a lot of people at that right there. I think Dave.
Absolutely.
I think that your
bar downstairs. We were hanging out. You had your boy with you.
Oh, I had
jumping all over the seats.
I had Noah with me. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. That was good times, man.
That was good times, dude. Man, so let me bring up some more. Hanna, you kind of what are you gonna do like with the business? Are you gonna take over the business once these guys are like done and like we want to go to bed now and
I want to go to bed now.
You can go. We can let Hanna take over.
TikTok, dude. It's 6:20.
That's right. We even with these technical difficulties, we cut as soon as it hits 7 o'clock. We just even if you're mid sentence, we just drop the hammer. You're done.
Dude, daylight savings. It's dark. I'm out.
I know. I woke up this morning, and it was not dark, which was strange because every time I've been waking up, it's been dark. And then this morning I woke up and it wasn't dark, and I was like, "Did I get up late?" But no.
That's a cute little Band-Aid you got there, bud.
Oh, you like that?
I do.
This is courtesy of little Leia Moon, my little girl. She said, Dad, you got an owie, you need a Band-Aid.
Doctored you up?
Yeah,
yeah. Such a good kid.
Oh man, she's awesome, dude. What are you guys working with right now? What's your guys' big projects coming up? Because obviously you breed ball pythons. For anybody that doesn't know, with a name like Unbelievaballs, you guys breed ball pythons.
Oh God, we have way too many projects going on right now. We've got a lot of spot nose projects going. We got a lot of clown projects going. We got a lot of desert ghost projects going. We got all kinds of things going.
You're speaking my language right now with all that stuff, for sure.
That's what everyone's looking for right now. All the fancy stuff.
Fancy.
It was pretty funny, actually. that you asked that question. A buddy of mine came over and he starts looking around at the tubs and the labels and this. He's like, you have a lot of recessive, like, but not just one. Like, you have a lot of recessive. And I'm like, yeah, we're working with a few. And then I counted, and I think we're working with 10 different recessive lines. And it just tripped me out. I really didn't think that we were working with that many, but we really are. I don't know if that's spread too thin or if we're focused or not focused enough, but we have fun with what we do and trying to bring recessive into just about everything.
I just did a little count. I mean, how many snakes do you guys have total? Oh, dude, you guys got well, you're getting big. First of all, you're getting big hit love right now from Matt Bernard and the SoCal Herps, and also from Rami himself of the Super Show. He's in there giving you guys
love those guys.
Big love, man.
Love those guys. Miss our reptile family so bad, like so bad. We keep getting so hyped up when Dad's all like, "Oh, I booked us for a show," and then like Miss Rona up here is like, "Nope."
That's pretty much how it went.
I think somebody else in the chat was saying something about Sacramento. Do you know anything about that happening? And I guess that's going to be all the way next September. That's kind of a long ways out, huh?
That's a long ways out. Like right now, I'm hoping Anaheim goes. I really hope Anaheim goes. And I'm saying that just because he's listening. But but we've got obviously Anaheim if that goes. Vegas, we'll be up in San Francisco. We've got Denver later in the year in April, March or April. There's another San Diego show, and then Ontario, California. So we're lined up. Hopefully the health department, doesn't put everything on hold again. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Right now, I'm just trying to do what we do, take care of the animals, and when it happens, it happens.
Yeah, so you guys go to a lot of the shows. I kind of knew that you guys went to a bunch of shows, but I didn't realize there was a San Francisco show even. Like, why do I not know that?
Yeah, it's at the Cow Palace. It's a Reptilian Nation show.
Oh yeah. Okay. So Cow Palace, that's Oakland, but it's called a.
Yeah.
I was just saying. I was like, San Francisco show. What? I don't know.
No one ever wants to admit that they're going to Oakland. Okay.
What does that mean? I grew up right down the street from. I was born in Hayward. What is that like? Am I too?
But it's not Oakland.
Oakland is a beautiful city. I've been there. East 135th to 154th.
Okay. We'll go with it.
We'll take your word for it.
No,
Yeah.
Don't go there. Don't go there. It's not safe.
No, it's not
No, stick to the west side maybe. Oh, dude, I had something else here before you got. No, I did. Oh, I got a mug. You guys want a mug?
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mom drinks so much coffee, it'll probably get used daily.
All right, I'm gonna make sure you guys get a mug then.
Perfect.
So recessive. So you got 10. Can you ramble off what those different recessive combos or genes are?
Albino, lavender albino, hypo, desert ghost, monarch, puzzle, pied, clown.
G, baby.
Oh, G stripe.
Only got one more.
I know. It was around 10. Around 9 is pretty close to 10.
I didn't think. I'm impressed that you got that far. Honestly.
One more. Puzzle? No, we already said puzzle. You already said puzzle.
Anyhow. So we got. All right, we'll go with 9.
Okay. I think puzzle is one that I'd really like to mess with that I don't have. The ones you named that I don't have here. I'd be curious to move into that. I just bought the first snake that first ball python that I bought since January 2019.
No.
Just yesterday.
Yeah, what'd you get?
Snake.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, it's a snake.
Gotcha.
It's
one of
the,
those secret
it's
projects.
the most money I've ever spent on a snake ever. I don't know if I'm gonna tell. There's a couple people that know what it is, but I don't think I'm gonna tell anybody. I've never not told anybody. I'm always like, as soon as I get a snake, I'm like, here's a snake. Do you guys have any secret snakes?
No,
What?
no, we don't.
I didn't hear the
Do you have
question.
any secret snakes?
No, not anymore.
No, they're out.
Yeah, Dad's head was saying like some other stuff there for a minute. Maybe there's snakes you guys don't know about over there on the girls' team, but
Yeah, Todd has a habit of picking up an animal and keeping it down in San Diego with him for a few months, and then he shows up with it. Like, oh, hey, I got this. Oh, what?
We have a snake named Surprise for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
nice. I can dig it.
It's just how it goes sometimes, man.
John Feely jumped in here, super chat. You guys said that you guys are the reason, John Feely's Clutch, that he has such an amazing collection, and he's got
Oh, we love
That
that
dude
guy.
is-
nothing but love
That
for you
guy-
guys.
I'm surprised that he hasn't chimed in yet talking crap that I'm on the camera, because I don't like being on camera, and he's asked me several times to be on camera, and I always say no. So right there, Brian, tells you how much I love you.
Thanks.
I love John Feely too.
we love you, Feely.
Suck it, John. No, I'm just kidding.
I've just known Brian longer.
John's actually really awesome. John's been here to my snake room, and he manhandled it. He did a really good job working with Garrett's bitch ass pied for a little while. Yeah, he's been
I
here.
think I remember seeing that.
Yeah. There's video of it. There's video evidence.
Yep.
Hanna, what's the earliest? John's pissed. Hey, what's the earliest?
Love you, John.
Hanna, I'm just curious. What's your earliest? I'm imagining that you guys had snakes since the beginning of your life, or
My first one I got when I was 7. For my birthday party from Shar. Shout out to Shar. Yeah, so I had a normal ball python that was given to me for my birthday from Shar when I was 7. So whatever the math is to 16 is how long I've been working with snakes. Don't make me do math right now.
yeah, that's not a high school thing. In high school, you don't do math anymore.
No,
You go to
it's
college
all
for that.
letters. Letters are supposed to be numbers.
No.
Like
So-
whoever decided that letters and numbers should be in the same sequence was an idiot.
Yes.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared, though. It makes sense.
Perfect sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what's so hard to understand.
Yeah, me neither. It's plain as English. And
Coming from
Stuff.
the one who can't help his daughter with his homework.
Oh, stop.
yes, come on, let's get a brawl going. Oh, it's too bad you guys are fighting. It'd be awesome if we get like actual physical altercation right here on camera. That'd be
Yeah, we're like
fantastic.
110 miles apart right now. I'm still gonna knock her out.
And look at that beautiful family. Speaking of beautiful family, you guys are. I use this for the thumbnail. Obviously it's from a long time ago, but I just loved it when I saw the picture. Todd's got his shirt off. You guys got the big albino berm around, and Hannah's like got the snake by the head, just like I love this snake.
So
Yeah, so
that-
that deli cup that I'm holding in my hand in the bottom of the bottom of the picture is actually the ball python in the deli cup. My first one.
Oh,
in the
that-
deli cup.
That was your first snake right there in that deli cup in this picture.
Yes.
Nice. Well, that's good
Yeah,
timing.
that albino is Jason from Shar.
Yes.
He came and did a presentation for her 7th birthday party.
Oh, I think I've met this. I think I played with that snake. Not when Jason had. Well, one time, Brian Barczyk came out here and he was doing some shows and stuff, and Jason let him use the animals that he was taking around to do these different collabs with, and I'm pretty sure he had that albino berm. It must have been the same. I'm imagining it's the same one.
It's
Maybe.
quite possible.
Possible.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool that I've met that snake in this picture. And I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And that you have your first snake right there in the picture. That's a great picture. I'm glad I'm way happier now that I use this for the thumbnail of the video. I was just like, oh, Todd's got his shirt off. This should be embarrassing.
I don't know that I'm happy about it.
Oh, come on. You look great. Look at that tan line, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, working on the farm.
It's worse now.
Thank you.
Oh, I want to see. Oh, hey, I got a band-aid. I got a little monster band-aid on. We're tied.
Yeah, you're all right. But at least you have a shirt on.
And that's not always the case, buddy. Um,
Well, call me next time, damn it.
oh yeah, I will. I will. It's we had a big live stream over here. A lot of clothes came off. Actually, it got pretty bad. I'm probably maybe wait till. Never mind. Let's not talk about that video. let's look at another picture. We got so obviously this is Hanna, more close to present day, and you got your Leachianis there, hanging out.
Aw,
And where is the show? Or Hanna? Can you tell me about this picture and that animal?
Picture was taken in Arizona.
Oh, that's Bugsy.
Yeah, that was when we first got our male Leachianis. His name is Bugsy. We originally had this one that was not the nicest thing in the world. It was literally a devil spawn. I have video evidence of how rude that thing was. And we were like, we can't handle this gecko. Like, it's not gonna happen. So we actually got put next to a booth with Cresties and Leachies, and one of the ladies there was like, "Oh, I have one. You want to do a trade?" And we were all like, okay, so that one there is the one that we traded for the one that we had before. And he's a sweetheart.
Yeah, I see you got to write him next to your face there. He must be halfway decent for that.
Yeah,
he's sweet. He's about twice that size now.
Wow. Dude, those are
impressive
geckos. Those are some really impressive geckos. You guys ever see any Philippe's? I was thinking I would think that if I was gonna get a Leachianis, which I have not even, that thought has barely popped into my head at all. I would look to Philippe. Does that make sense? It
does make sense. I mean, yeah, he's absolutely, freaking matriarch in that industry.
Yeah.
So, I would definitely look there.
Did you just call Philippe a matriarch?
Matriarch, is that the right word?
Matriarch? I feel like that's the female version.
Yes, that is the female version. Good job, Dad.
All right. Maybe I need to go back to high school.
I think that is the female version.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that patriarch. Patriarch is the
patriarch. I think is the male version. I think.
All right. Well, no one said I was.
Let's just hope he doesn't see that part.
I'll make sure. Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna bring on Philippe at some point. And if you guys are listening, Philippe de Vaugelas, author of many of the most amazing reptile books ever, I'll have him come on. We'll play that clip back for him, and I'll ask him how he feels about being the matriarch.
Yeah,
and we're apologizing now. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we'll do that. It's getting better and better. If you Todd's like, I should have just let Hanna go on. What the?
I should have just let Hanna do it, and I'll just watch the YouTube, and I would have been fine. But hey.
Has me on call on the side. You shouldn't have said that. Why not?
Yeah.
No. If you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anyone else.
Amen.
So Hanna, just to let you know, I'm blocking you with my screen over here. I'm sorry if you get most cozy with your mom, then because people I think came because we knew we were gonna have Hanna on, and we never got to have Hanna on the show.
You're gonna make me stand up on camera.
Just push your mom out of the screen.
Okay.
No,
Now I'm out. Out. See ya.
It's your dream come true. You get to be off camera. No, you guys look great now. There was another. Oh, Hanna, did you answer my question about whether or not you were going to take over the family business? Like, at any point, did we dodge around that question, or what happened?
Someone distracted us from said question. Well, we'll just say that the internet decided that they didn't want us to answer that question.
That's right.
But I would like to. I would like to do it as long as I can because I have a very, very specific career choice that I want to get into. I don't know if said career choice will let me continue with this.
Why?
I'm getting to that. Let me finish my sentences. Anyway, but to be more specific on my career choice, I really want to enter into the FBI.
Oh.
Because, yeah, I just feel like being in that position to be able to help people and just bring justice and all kinds, and closure to people is a big thing to me. That's why after I get everything I need to do in the normal FBI, I'm going to hopefully advance into the behavioral analysis unit, and aka the BAU, and bring even more justice and closure to families and people that have maybe lost someone or someone got killed by someone else. I would love to bring closure to those people.
Yeah, those Facebook inquiry groups are really good. If you never know when you're gonna find like a shady reptile breeder online, and you need to like vet them in one of those groups, and those groups have really gone downhill. So I agree that you should really jump in there and take them back over so that people stop getting killed in parking lots over reptiles and stuff. That would be
exactly
fantastic.
that I've seen so many things, but like no, I've seen so many things that actually people have gotten murdered over stupid little things that it disgusts me that people are like that. Like there, for example, nobody got killed, but at my school, my it was like the second week into my freshman year, two boys got into a fight because one of them slapped him across the face with a tortilla.
I slapped somebody in the face once with a pickle.
Hey man, it's a family show. It's a family show.
No,
Let's leave all that out of this.
a sliced pickle, like it's like slap, it like sticks to the face, like whap. It just sticks there, all like circular.
Was there a whole baloney thing on the internet just a minute ago about that slapping baloney on the
This was like pre-internet, dude. I worked at Togo's and we had the pickles, and it was like whap right on the face.
Oh, that's fun.
Sorry. That's what I just took me right back there, slapping people in the face with food. That's no, but seriously, that's crazy. That's a crazy field to enter. It's very specific too. I feel is that do people do that? Like, is it just go law enforcement then end up going towards FBI, or is that just like?
Actually, I was just on a informational meet with a real FBI agent that was she was a liaison, and she was saying that like 2/3 of FBI didn't come from a law enforcement background at all.
Wow.
So you don't necessarily have to have a law enforcement background, as long as you have some kind of working background or have been in college and know how to do these things, you can get employed to the FBI pretty easily.
I think the best way is if you have the FBI investigating you first. That's a good way to get recruited. I mean, like, we need to find out more about these. If you might come over here and work with, we could use a little of your expertise on this side of the table. Come on over. I'm pretty sure that happens too. To your point. I'm not saying that's the most optimum route to take. Hold on. I'm not saying go out and like get investigated by the FBI to find your way in. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it happens.
Yeah, but they have like all these intern programs and like actual like student programs that you can do. So as soon as I'm done with high school, I'm gonna jump into a couple of those, and yeah.
Cool.
I've got this thing all laid out. I've been thinking about it for a while.
Well, good for you for knowing which. I mean, I think most 16-year-olds are like, and I feel like I knew this about you even before from the show. Is just like kind of the way you carry yourself. That you're a confident young person. When I was your age, there's no way in hell at 16 I was like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm going for it now. I was like, I'm like trying to learn how to do a 360 flip off the stairs. You know?
Oh God.
Without breaking your neck.
I never broke the neck. Never broke anything.
That's good.
Let's hope someone in the live stream knocked on wood for you, because I don't have any around me right now.
I got some right here. I built this table myself. There we go. That's the aspirations were, just don't break your neck. Those were my aspirations when I was 16. So good for you for having a solid head in your show. It always impresses me just for how I was when I was a kid. When I see somebody your age that's like got their stuff together, it's good for you.
Yeah.
Training.
But what about the snakes though? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with the snake? We could always use more people in all fields that are in the reptile hobby. That's true. Like if we got some FBI snake keepers, that could be.
I mean, so from what I learned is that you can be employed and not have to be in the office all the time. Like, yeah, it's important to there depending on what field you're in, but you can work from home even now with everything that's going on. the agent that I was talking to, she was like, she's majority of her time is at home. She's in the office. I think she said twice a week, and that's it for right now. But even if what's happening right now doesn't continue, they still keep that policy to where, hey, if I want to continue my snake stuff along with my work stuff, I can still do that. So
Yeah, that's sounds like good. I always love to have a job where you got flexibility, man.
that was literally the number one thing that she said that you had to have is flexibility.
And that's what it's not like you have to be. Yeah, so be flexible. It's not like you have to be some big burly dude to be in the FBI, right? They need people that are like, they need a lot of this too, right? And they need like a lot of that.
Majority of FBI agents are, and even just people that work for the FBI that aren't necessarily special agents, they are mostly getting hired because of their intelligence level.
Wow. Well, I think you might have that one in the bag then. And it's all, and I've always thought it's good to have you at the table. Like I'm sure your parents know it's good to have you at the table. Like you're a great ambassador for reptiles at the shows already. Like you're smart and you just got like good energy. I feel like you're always like talking to people at the shows and just being like a little ambassador for the thing. And you've even got a video. I think, well, I'm trying to think where very first, because the first time I saw you wasn't in person. I remember I saw you, I was like, I seen that girl on the video somewhere, like a couple of it. Like you definitely were on one of Peter Birch's videos.
Peter Birch.
Peter Birch
Right.
at one point. Yeah, Criticam.
Oh, she was so excited
I
to do
loved
that.
him. I loved him. The main reason I loved him was because he's Australian. I have a thing for Australian people, but I also loved like how informational he was, and like how he, whenever he would come to shows and stuff, and to, like how he would explain things. Like I just had to snatch that opportunity. I'm like, I have to get into that video.
Oh, you warmed away. I thought he knowing Peter, I thought he came over and was like, "Will you be in my video?" You were like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in your video." Yeah.
Well, so he actually came over to the booth admiring all of our ball pythons, and I told him that I watched him on YouTube. He was like, "Well, you should be in a video with me," and I'm like, "Awesome, let's do it." So I was just like, I don't even know how old I was, like 12, 13. It was,
Probably.
yeah, because I had my hair long then, which don't look that up, but but I was younger, so I had that little baby voice of little like squeakiness, and like at the time I didn't have a lot of information in my brain. Like if I were to do like a reboot of that video, there would be so much more information given out.
Well, sure. You gain a lot of knowledge in 4 or 5 years, or whatever it is. I mean,
I don't know
sure.
why.
And it's a little easier to. I mean, me 5 years ago, maybe not 5 years ago for me, but at some point in my life, there was a time when 5 years before that, I had less information than I did after the 5 years had passed. So I should say, I also have a thing for Australia. Having been to Australia and getting to meet like the whole of a big part of the country and a lot of people around there, I also have a thing for Australians. It didn't die with the visit to the country. We got to see Peter out there too, actually, and he was still as awesome as he always
Didn't
is.
die with your hearing?
My hearing?
Didn't you lose your hearing out there?
Oh yeah, the wind, the close to the one of the last days, it was we were driving and I sat on the left side of the car behind oh my god, why am I spacing on your name? Colin. And I don't know, we had our seats in the car. Dave was in one spot, Ken and Harkin was in the other spot, and we all kept the same seats the whole time, and I kept my window down. I was just getting that like just not thinking about it at the time, but just my ear went. How do you remember that?
How did I remember that? That's the last time I saw you. It was in March. And you had just gotten back. And you came up to the booth. I said hello, and you were like, "What?"
Oh yes. At the slow show that met
At the slow show.
magically
That was the
mistily.
last time we saw anyone.
That was the last show that happened in California.
That
I think
is correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
There haven't
That
been
is.
any rogue shows that anybody's just like, screw it, we're none, right?
I don't believe so.
Like virtual shows.
Yeah.
There's been a couple
Yeah,
virtual
there's been a
ones,
few of
but
that, but
in-person shows.
as far as anything in person in California, there hasn't been anything. But yeah, that was the last time we saw you up there and came up and said hello. And you're like, no, talk to me over here. You know?
Yeah, no, I definitely couldn't hear that time. Man, that was, yeah, that I was so amazed. I didn't know that I was gonna make it to that show because I was, had landed in Tinley and was going to Tinley, but then it got canceled, so I just came right back and I was like, I'm here because they hit me up earlier. One of the girls that was putting on the show asked if I would, come down and maybe do a little talk or something. I was like, dude, I would love to. I wish that I could, because this is our local show and it's gonna be the first time. That was the first time it happened, the slow show. And I was like, I'm gonna be just came back from Australia going to Tinley. It's like it's not happening, but then I got to go, so that was awesome.
Yeah, there was a few vendors that were actually on their way or at Tinley when it got canceled, because I think it got canceled like the morning of.
I think it was Thursday evening, I believe.
And so they turned right around and drove back to California and were able to do that show. It was a trip.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right?
Yeah, especially if you drive. I was on a plane. That's a whole different story. I kind of meandered on down. I was like, I think I'll go since I'm here. And I'm glad I did, man, because who knew that we wouldn't have another California. I was really hoping that we would have seen whatchamacallit, the Super Show happen.
It'll happen.
Yeah. I'm hoping that it happens. It's coming up. It's right around the corner. I guess whatever happens tonight could potentially be a big factor in whether or not it happens.
Well, I mean, after tonight, the coronavirus it's just going to go away,
Right, that's what I mean.
Right after the election, it's gone,
Man,
They're going to announce the president, they're going to announce a vaccine, and then everything's going to go back to normal. That's just how it's going to work.
Oh, man, I hope so.
That's what Kanye told me.
Good. I'm glad you guys had that talk. That's why I voted for him.
That's right.
That's why I wrote him. I had to write him in, but whatever.
We're no dummies around here, bro. Come on.
Oh, that'll be so nice. I mean, it's been fun. It's been good, but the shows, I miss the shows. Yeah, going to the.
We do. We miss a lot of the people at the shows. We miss, the camaraderie, the shenanigans, just everything about it. It's fun. It's what we like doing.
It is a lot of fun. I can't wait to have it back. It'll be back before we know it. We'll be like, remember that time when we weren't going to shows? Apparently my button finger over here said it's time to show another picture, so I don't want to do that since something happened against my will here. But it's Hanna with the IMG. Is that an IMG boa you're holding? Or is it?
Yes, it is. That is an IMG. That actually belongs to Roscoe's Reptiles. I begged and pleaded for him to let me play with it, and he let me play with it. And we were standing outside the booth with a couple of friends, and they took a picture of me, and it's now my current Instagram profile picture because I love it so much. That snake is just fantastic, though. She was such a sweetheart. She didn't love, like, she wasn't squirmy. She just chilled with me. It was amazing.
That's a good looking animal right there for sure. Roscoe, you had to beg him to play with that. I feel like you just mentioned, like, oh, I was thinking about maybe checking that out. Oh, here you go, Hanna. I feel like that's how that.
See,
it's probably more how it was.
See, what happened was, originally, because he didn't put a lock on it, I snuck into the booth and tried to steal her. And he saw me, and I ran, and then I came back, and I was actually talking to Jeremy, and I was like, hey, Jerm, hand me the boa. He was like, okay, because he didn't know what I was doing. It was funny.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I'm getting a pattern here. You tell me a story how something went, and it was the opposite of what you said. Is that you tried to weasel your way into Peter's video, but in reality, he was like, hey, Hanna, can you be in my video?
I mean, that's just kind of how it be sometimes,
Yeah, I know. I get it. Trust me. I always say things that are like completely opposite. Just see if people get on, like, just like say the complete opposite thing of what I mean. See if they get it. I get it. Yeah. I'm not as dumb as I act or sound or look or talk or sound all the time.
Yeah. You got her pegged, dude. You catch on quick.
I got one more picture here that I want to show for you guys. It's this one I don't know what's going on with this picture, but I had to know what is going on with this rat. I don't why is
I
what
didn't know you gave him that
Why
one.
did you give it- Okay, so here's what happened. Here's what happened. This was like early game. We just got into the snake everything, and we had him. We actually still have that snake to this day. His name is Richie.
That was a contest.
Yeah, my mom saw this contest of some Halloween animal contest, and mom was like, Hannah, go get the fake rat. We're gonna put the snake on it. So that's what we did, and she posted it, and I don't think we won anything, but I just thought it was fantastic, and we had to put it in there because I just thought it was funny. There's also, I think I gave you the other one with the tombstone with, I think Flash is in that one.
Yeah, I saw a tombstone pic. The rat was the one that stuck out at me. I was like, what? So the rat is a Halloween prop that you guys had sitting around.
Yes, we
Yes.
still have it.
He's slowly
Dying.
decaying, but
It's a
Yeah,
gnarly
don't
looking.
leave a rat that big with your snake because it'll eat the snake. Good job, Bob.
That was duly noted, Jody.
He's there.
It's a gnarly, fugly looking little dude there. It's like rats of. You guys ever see the rats of Nim?
He's bigger now.
So here he is now.
Oh, same snake.
Yep, same snake.
Damn, look at that. You just reach out and there it is. That's a lavender, obviously.
No,
Albino.
Black pastel. Black pastel.
albino.
Okay, gotcha. That's why it looks so good. That was my second guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he makes
that's
good
way.
babies.
You're right. Actually, that's way too much size to not have the purple that the lavender would have on it.
Yeah, that's why his name is Richie. He makes good babies.
I can dig it. There's anybody in the live chat. I know, again, like I always do, I've been hogging our guests because that's what I do. If anybody has questions for these guys, now's the time to get them in before we jump over to our after party. If you guys have questions, start throwing them in there, and I'll try to get.
We really haven't talked much about the snakes. It's been everything else.
That's fine. Like there's no, like I told you before we were gonna do this, I was like, it's not, we're not structured as structured as my little screen looks here. It's just, we just fly by the seat of our pants. I don't write down any questions. We just kind of talk about whatever, and then we're friends, so like it's just more like catching up and see. But I also learned a lot about. I wanted to find out what was going on with Hannah and what her plans were with everything happening and where she was gonna head with everything. So, I mean, I certainly didn't know that you were going for the FBI. So that definitely learned something. It's more than just catching up. It's learning about and just having a conversation to learn more about the people that are in the reptile hobby that are and because you guys are in it big. You guys go to all the shows in California. You guys go to, I mean, like I said, the very first show I went to was like your guys' name was just imprinted in my brain after the USARK auction. I was like, Unbelievaballs. And I didn't even meet you guys that night. It was until like years later that or a year maybe. But as much as I heard you guys' name that first night that I ever went to a reptile show, yeah, I had a point. You guys,
So Todd
What is-
didn't like that name.
what?
He didn't want to have that as our reptile name.
Todd, what was the name going to be if it was up to you?
I didn't have a name. I don't know. I mean, we were coming up with catchy little phrases here and there, and Jody spouted this out, and I was like, eh. And then we just went with it, and yeah, we get a lot of compliments on the name, how clever it is, all these other things. But,
People buying our shirts just because they like the name.
yeah, I mean, props to her for coming up with this clever name that
That you didn't
I could
like.
never do. And,
So
I'll give it where it's due.
I have to give a shout out to Justin Orbach because his name for his reptiles was Incrediballs. And that's how I came up with Unbelievaballs. So Justin Orbach is
the whole reason why I came up with Unbelievaballs. And I love him and his animals, and he and his animals are all amazing as well. And he's out in Colorado.
Oh, Colorado. They need to, you know what they need in Colorado now? They need to have some kind of like combo, cannabis python thing, and they can call it ediballs. Ediballs. Yeah.
Edibles.
Oh,
No, no.
I think we're on to something, bro. I think we are definitely on to something.
Bit, that's for sure. Yep.
Edible.
That's the only one that's coming to mind. There's probably another one out there. I just can't think of what it might be. Ediballs. Terraballs. No, you don't want to be Terraballs. Ediballs is better than Terraballs. Maybe. Well, Terraballs might fly, actually. But no, Unbelievaballs is the best. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Not because you guys are on the stream right now. That's just what it is.
We appreciate that, brother.
It is. No, you guys are honestly awesome, man. Every time I see you guys at the show, my face lights up because I'm like, they're here. I'm serious. I'm serious. I love you guys, man. You guys are awesome people. We do have some questions from the chat. Are you guys going to the Phoenix show?
We are not going this year. We had just, I hate to say, with the freaking Rona and everything, we have too much going on. But yeah, we got a lot going on. We're going to miss that show this year. Unfortunately, that's a great show. Trooper's on a great show. He's a good guy. But yeah, it just didn't work in the cards for us this year.
I haven't been yet. When is that one happening? Do you know?
I don't know the exact date, probably because I didn't sign up for it.
It's soon, because I saw Laura posted something about getting ready for the show.
Yeah, it's typically in November, and
okay.
Here we are in November now, so I imagine it's in the next couple weeks.
I don't think I'm gonna make it either then. I promised my grandmother I wouldn't go anywhere before Thanksgiving. Or I promised my family that I wouldn't go anywhere before Thanksgiving. So I'm not going to, just for them.
But I do recommend you do get out there. He packs the house, man, and the auction is something fierce.
Nice.
So,
shout out.
Shenanigans.
Lots of turtles.
Definitely a fun time.
Right on.
And lots of turtles. Lots and lots of turtles.
Oh, no, Novi Bird Brains Reptiles is not a question, but she's saying Hanna to go follow her on IG. I would say I shouted out for a reason. I'm sure a lot of people would go in there and say, follow me on IG, but I'd go check out Novi Bird Brains Reptiles. That's a personal recommendation from me to you.
All right, I got Novi. I'll get you after this is over.
Aurora Exotis would like to know favorite morph. Aurora, you're gonna be in the after party. You ask that question later. No, she's throwing us a question. You guys, favorite morphs are what were they? Lavender, albino, clown, axanthic, puzzle. How did that go?
Oh, those were just the recessives.
All of pretty much what you named is for Dad. Hers is the spot nose, and I love banana. She dies for anything that has spot nose in it. Like we had a contest to see like who had more of whatever gene we liked more. I won because I had one less than her at the time. So I was like, I have less bananas than you, and she's like, no, you don't. And I started counting, and she was like, you do.
Monsoon? No, we don't have any monsoon. Monsoon? Yeah, somebody just asked that.
No monsoon. That would have been number 10. That would have been 10.
That would have been number 10. It would have been, or axanthic. Who knows? Maybe that'll be 10. You never know.
There you go. Robert Hadley wants to know how long you guys have been in the hobby/business.
So, hobby/business. So as you heard earlier, we did that party for Hanna when she was 7. We got her, the first ball python. At that point, she's 7 years old, just starting to, learn how to read and stuff. I got her a book, How to Care for Your Ball Python, right? And so she starts reading it and this, and Dad, every young little girl, she wants to make puppies or kittens or this. She's like, can we make snake babies? Yoda's a boy, right? We need a girl. And so we ended up, picking up a few and then a few more. And I think within the first year or so, we ended up with like 60. So
So this is
After
like
that,
2011,
so
2010.
we're 9 years ago. Yeah, so 2011. Yeah. So that's when we first got into it. We started doing shows and things probably a year or so after that. Two is when we were taking some of our animals that we produced and buddying up with another friend of ours who had an established, booth. And then, the natural progression, you get your own single table, get your own corner table, and then here we are. So I'm going to say 9 years as far as hobby business. Yeah, roughly there. I kept reptiles, younger as a kid. And then just one reason for another, didn't. And then my daughter expressed an interest and we got back into it, trying to support her interests.
Cool. I can dig it, man.
Yeah, for sure. And it's been fun
These
since.
balls, D's Balls and Exotics wants to know what projects you guys are all individually looking forward to the most this upcoming season.
Ooh, that's a hard one because we have
That
so
is a
many
hard
things
one.
that are moving around that like she has her ideas that we all can join about, and then we'll put it in the breeding program, and then we have mine, we have his. His involves a lot of recessive junk and just getting a bunch of heads and then waiting another 4 years for them to grow up and then use those heads again. But that's just how dad works. But I mean, that's just a hard question because there's so many things that we work around because we have like all these different things like, oh, we want to make this, oh, we want to make that, and please the people with certain things. And like every season we have to breed our black pastel albino and our albino because all albinos just sell like hotcakes. It's like it's Oprah handing out.
That's free though. Those are ones you're giving those ones away for free. That's free albinos.
She pulled out the Oprah card. Oh my goodness.
Mom pulled out the Oprah card first, being like not racist but racist. we have a full-grown blackhead female, and Mom named her Oprah.
That's how I do every day of my life is racist but not racist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So but I name most of them because of their personalities. Like we have a leopard spider yellow belly that's a whack job. His name is Cheech.
I met Cheech.
Because he's a whack job.
Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
I met Cheech. He's not acting.
Right. That's for sure.
Definitely not acting.
So I'll try and answer a little more politically correct.
No, don't do that. This is not the day. This is not the night for politically correct answers. It's just not.
Yes, Dad.
So we all have our projects. Hanna likes the banana stuff. Jody and I because of her, really enjoy the spot nose. I gave you the props, all right? And so, I mean, obviously with the shows and things, I really value how, Jason from the Southern California Herpetology and Rescue Association, or Association and Rescue, excuse me, kind of brought the hobby into us with Hanna and providing the first snake for her. And so I still, as much as I would love to breed all the high-end stuff and be that guy, I want to be a little bit of that guy, but I also want to be the person who introduces that new person into the hobby with, the lower end snake as we refer to them, single gene stuff here and whatnot. So, we still do those breedings to provide the education, provide that to, the first time keeper, the little kid who walks up to you. I've saved all my money all year long and I want that snake. And, I'll end up giving it to him just because he did that or she did that, and not take their money and tell them to go use that money and go buy supplies for their snake. To me, that's what it's about. It's about keeping the hobby strong, keeping the morals and values within the hobby. and really try and, just expand. But on the flip side to that, yes, there's hypo clowns that we're working with. There's clown desert ghosts that we're working with. We've got, what else is there? There's a couple other double recessives that we're going to be working with. We're going to be putting hypo into puzzle, and some things like that. So it's long term on those kinds of things, but we really try and meet all levels of the spectrum. So
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, nothing like recessive projects. Recessives are my favorite, man. That's my favorite projects.
agree,
And
me
then,
too.
but even way more than that, what you said before, absolutely, man. Getting people excited on the hobby. That's why I think that Hanna is definitely a big resource for you guys. I mean, she's real good at bringing in those folks, those younger kids, or just anybody. Just be like, little girl here. Well, you're not little anymore, Hanna, but just holding the snake and just being like at the show, just like, no big deal. I feel like she's a huge resource for you guys for that, in that aspect of bringing new people into the hobby that are just walking around and maybe wouldn't have gotten into before.
absolutely, she's my top salesman person.
One of the best compliments that we got at the latest show was that they decided to get their 6-year-old the snake because of the time that Hanna took with that child, explaining everything from one end to the other, from good to bad, and what to expect and what could happen, what couldn't happen. And so the parents said, well, let's look around and see if there's something else. And so they spent the whole day around the show, and then they came back and told Hanna that they wanted to have this one because of all the time that Hanna took in showing the child how to handle the snake. And it was just so good to hear from another parent that your child is compassionate and patient.
We just had an impromptu little flash there from Shane from
What was that? A small town popped
Small
in there.
Town.
didn't
He popped in there magically. That was amazing. Shane broke the code. That was incredible.
That was her fault. She did it. It popped up on the screen saying that he was in the waiting room, and she pressed admit and let him in the meeting. I told her not to touch it, and she touched it.
That's
It
fantastic.
would have gone away.
It's a little
Yes.
preview, hey, just in case you guys didn't know, we're going to an after party right after this. There's a link down in the description for that, and Shane from Small Town's already in the building getting things set up for us. Oh shoot! Well, man, if you guys, speaking of the after party, I think it's time for us to jump over there. If you guys got anything you'd like to say here on the stream itself before you get out of here, I mean, say it now or tell me later, either one.
I just want to say thank you for letting us on. It's been fun. I mean, I can't wait for the after party, answering all the questions, listening to the people's opinions. Yeah, so I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I mean, I feel like this is kind of long overdue too. For like, I've wanted to have you on the show. We've talked about it it's been a while. We've been talking about it, so I'm glad that we're finally actually able to make it happen. So thank you for taking the time to come on yourself.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate you making it more about Hanna than anything else. Not that I don't like talking to you, but I just really wanted to be a fly on the wall. She was so stoked on it. I value you as a person, my friend, and bringing up and supporting my daughter, which is great, and her aspirations. So that was really cool, and I really appreciate that. And I love being on Triple B TV, brother.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Well, the kids of the future, man, in the future, and bright kids like Hanna they're a good sign for the future. So it makes me excited for the future when there's people like her out there, people like you, Hanna. Sorry, I'm talking about you like you're not here, but it makes me feel, gives me hope for the future seeing people like you. So
Yeah, it's I mean, I attribute it to lots of flogging.
all right, I'm doing it right.
Yeah. So Keep that up, and you'll be fine.
Fair enough. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, shoot. I'm gonna jump out of here, and then we'll see you guys over in the after party in just a second. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
sounds
Say
good.
goodbye to YouTube.
All right, guys. What I forgot to mention, what I didn't even ask, they do have a link down in the description. You can check out their morph market and see all the animals that they have available down there. Please go and do that. They've got lots of good stuff over there. It's all happening. And yeah, that was a fun one. I'm glad we actually made it happen, because I was gonna be pissed if it didn't happen, but it did happen. So that's good. Thank you guys for jumping in on the live chat like you always do. I mean, I always appreciate you guys that come down here and show up every week. I mean, got a lot of familiar faces. Of course, thank you to all of our admins out there that keep the chat happy and friendly and moving, which is thankfully for you guys. It's always a pretty easy job for them, I think. But again, Chris and Marshall, and thank you guys for being here all the time. I know you guys are always here helping out. So I appreciate you guys too. Like I said, after party's coming up, but you don't have to take my word for it. There's a link down there too. But first go to whatever order you want to. Check out the Unbelievaballs morph market one last time. Look at all the double recessive that they got over there. And then I'll give you a little clue for the next guest after I show you this. I didn't have time to write anything down today. Or maybe I had time, but I didn't take the time. I was busy. I was playing with my daughter. I was doing this. I was doing that. It was just what it is. I didn't have time to write a rhyme today, but I'm trying to bring you something anyway, straight off the top. Maybe I'll flop, maybe I should stop, but I'm not a cop. I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna keep knowing, I'm gonna keep telling you what the next guest showing on the show is coming up next week. It's a guy that lives right north of me, actually way over there and above the board there. That's where you're going if you want to have a stare. He doesn't have too many snakes. Yes, he does. He has a lot. And I gotta tell you something else, cause he's coming on the show. Yes, next week. If you think you got a clue, take a little peek up north of the border. Maybe a ball python hoarder, but I really don't know what I'm saying. I'm just going train. Oh no, there I lost it again. It's okay. Are we still friends? I'd like to stay with here with you, and maybe we can do it again next week. Next week's checking on the show. Leave a comment down below if you think that you know who the guest is coming up. No, don't suck it up. Don't give me crap. Just give me a slap on the face. Maybe I'll get my shit together for next time, and I'll actually have something written down, but I don't think so. I actually recorded something earlier that I just freestyled and it was really good, but I can't do it again. But it's okay. I can't. That's what happens when off the top. You don't write it down. The audio wasn't up, and I did it. But anyway, whatever. Join us next week. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Yeah, take a guess down below. Not here on the stream now, but after the stream's over, and then maybe you'll win yourself a Triple B pack. All right? You guys have yourselves a good night. Love you guys. Don't worry about the vote. It's gonna be okay. I promise. Bye.